Mama, yo, oh, mama, yo, oh, mama, yo, nasi pata pata. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was my time, and that was just an introduction, okay? Asanteni sana. Thank you so much.
December 27, 2024. Impressions about Kenya. To be honest, it reminds me somewhat some rural Indonesia. Maybe a bit poorer because in many slums people just build houses out of, I don't know, like metal sheets or something, or like cargo containers here. In Indonesia, it's more or less houses everywhere, proper houses, even though sometimes quite poor. I'm talking about, I don't know, I'm not talking about Jakarta or anything in Java Island. I'm talking about, let's say, Sulawesi, somewhere outside Makassar, like Bulukumba, around that. That's kind of a rural Kenya, and Nairobi is more or less okay. I would probably even compare it to Jakarta, if not those huge slums over there. Oh, Jakarta has its own slums. They're kind of hidden from the eye of the visitor. One other thing I noticed, especially in rural Kenya, is people sleep like everywhere, sprawling, like just, you wanna sleep, you sleep just right here where you stand, or just on a lawn or something. You just lie down and sleep. You drive and you see what is it, the corpse or a living human lying down, multiple on the road, not on the road, but like on the sidewalk. Also, the parks themselves, they usually, all of them close at 6 over here. So just keep in mind, if you visit Kenya, it's from 6 to 6. And the reason they say is that at night, after 6, it's animals' time. They need to have some rest from humans. So everybody needs to get out or pay some fine. Well, 6 p.m. it's almost the sunset, even though I would like to stay there in the reserve and watch the sunset. It's about 6:30, but what to do? Also, this Kibo camping lodge, it's brimming with birds, insects and all kinds of, even elephants are here just outside running around, like many of them. The only thing is probably it's a little bit more inconvenient because it's outside the Amboseli reserve, not inside. But it's very close anyway, just like 10 minutes drive, if not 5. So in any case, I drink again, even though usually I don't drink, not alone at least. So I need to prepare. Probably I'll try to film safari as it is tomorrow. I mean how it happens. Not just without the animals, but the process, what it looks like and how it feels to be at safari and during safari. So let's see how it goes. I hope you will enjoy it, at least understand the process, the atmosphere of safari. Okay, I'm done for today.
Jangan yang jauh dia tu. Ya? Ini aja. Mana leh mau pasang? Apa ini? Apa ini? Wah, wapi.
Just a quick word about Amboseli. But before that, some interesting fact. Did you know that African continent is splitting in two? And it's splitting along so-called Great Rift Valley. It's like a crack in the middle of the continent. So two parts of Africa are gradually moving apart. Gradually and slowly, it's like 7 millimeters per year. But this Great Rift Valley, a few million years later, if humanity is still alive, maybe we will not see that. That will become two separate continents. And Amboseli is located on the other side of Great Rift Valley from Masai Mara, to the east. So Amboseli itself, it's a national park in the south of Kenya. It's right at the border with Tanzania. Also, it's very close to Mount Kilimanjaro. It's in Tanzania actually, but you can see Mount Kilimanjaro from Amboseli. It's very picturesque. Also, you can see those savanna animals with this Mount Kilimanjaro in the background. Mount Kilimanjaro is a dormant volcano. Did you know that it's the highest mountain in Africa and also it's the highest freestanding mountain above sea level in the world? Yeah, how about Everest? Everest has the highest peak in the world, while Kilimanjaro is the highest freestanding mountain in the world. Kilimanjaro is also covered with snow. For those who didn't know, there is snow in Africa. So back to Amboseli. It's a kind of an iconic destination, similar to Masai Mara in Kenya. It has a mix of savanna, swamps and seasonal lakes over there. By the way, swamps are fed by underground water from Kilimanjaro. There are elephants, cheetahs, giraffes, zebras, buffaloes and a lot of birds. And of course Maasai people also live there around the park. My personal opinion, if comparing to Masai Mara, Amboseli, at least at the time I was there, is better for birding, and Masai Mara is better for seeing African megafauna. Even though, of course, Amboseli also has a lot of megafauna and Masai Mara has a lot of birds over there. I was in Amboseli around Christmas, so maybe in some other times of the year it's different, but my personal feeling is Amboseli is better for birding, marginally better for birding. They are both good for birding, Masai Mara and Amboseli. Amboseli has over 420 bird species recorded at the moment. Those are waders, waterfowl, raptors and some grassland species. Some notable bird species, for example, are pelicans, egrets, herons, ibises, African jacanas, secretary birds, eagles, cranes, Egyptian geese, and lots of others. There is also a lot of migratory species from November to April, which adds to diversity. So one thing I can add is, at the time I was there, it was quite dusty. It was dusty a lot, actually. So after a day of safari in Amboseli, my gear was covered with a layer of dust. But that's a minor problem. In any case, it's quite an enjoyable place. Even crocodiles are there. And one of my favorites, pied kingfisher. Well, you gotta see for yourself. If you're a wildlife enthusiast, you will definitely enjoy it. Okay, Amboseli, that was a very brief overview. But this radio, what they say they when they see animals or something?
Yes, they say, but mostly people are talking about lions, cheetahs, the bigger animals. But the good thing with the birds is that they are always in the same area, the marsh water area.
Yesterday I bought. I'll try.
Oh, it's a band, warrior band.
I have no clue about this. Warrior.
Yeah,
I'm a warrior.
the warrior now. Sun grows on the rock. Oh no, it's a sparkle. Right. Males are in birds' kingdom. Males are more colorful. They are the ones that attract the females.
Some monkeys have big teeth. That's how they attract big.
Yeah.
They're females.
Yes.
Most use this hat not because of sun, but because we're dry and it's windy. And my hair goes to messy hairstyle.
Yeah. There's a bird on top of that tree.
Which tree?
The one in the middle.
I see something.
On top.
Some instructions and cautions about safari. That is from my perspective. I've been to many safaris. That includes Africa, Sri Lanka, Thailand. Most often discussed what to wear for safari. I do mean vehicle safari, not walking safari or just a walk. Some people call it walking safari. A proper safari in a safari vehicle. I will go a simple route and ask ChatGPT. what to wear for safari. Okay, what it tells me. Head and face. So first of all, wide-brimmed hat or cap for sun protection. That's questionable. You will be in a safari vehicle. And don't forget, usually windows at least, and most often a roof as well. They are open. You will have wind inside this vehicle. So anything on your head will just cause troubles for you. It will be annoying because it will tend to be blown away by the wind that is blowing inside your safari vehicle that is open from all sides. And again, there is roof in that vehicle, usually. Well, every time I saw a safari vehicle, it had a roof, which works as a huge big hat. Sunglasses also for UV protection. Maybe you should, however, don't forget that sighting animals while wearing sunglasses is more difficult. Pretty much colors are more faded, less saturated, so to say. So most of the time you probably would want to take them off, up to you. A buff or bandana. First of all, I was wondering what is a buff. It looks like a neck scarf. I would say just bring a sweat towel or wet tissues. Just if you get sweaty, just to wipe it. Also, it would be useful to dust your belongings. If there is a lot of dust, just to remove dust using this towel. Again, usually it's not really hot inside safari vehicle because it's moving and it's open from all sides. So there will be some wind inside this vehicle. Even if it's really hot outside, this wind will make you feel cool because of evaporative cooling that your body uses. It uses sweat to cool you down. And this sweat pretty much it dries immediately, which in turn makes your body temperature lower. Evaporation. Upper body. Neutral colored shorts. Tan, olive, khaki. Avoid bright colors or black, blue because they attract insects. To be honest, it's also marginally useful advice. I mean, insects. In my experience, insects is not a problem in safari vehicle. Again, it's moving. So usually, unless you stop in one place near some kind of a pond, you won't have insects in your vehicle. However, it may be dusty. That's why bright colors or very dark colors are not advisable. This dust will be really visible really quick. Long-sleeved shorts protect from sun and insects. Also marginally useful, questionable. Not too much sun and insects in safari vehicle. Unless you are in one place for really long time. Lightweight fleece or jacket for chilly mornings and evenings. Yes, it can be chilly, especially if it's Kenya like Masai Mara. This landscape, it pretty much doesn't retain heat well, so it can become cold really quick. It's really cold in the morning over there. Rain jacket or poncho in case of sudden rain. Why? Inside vehicle, rain, just close the windows and the roof. No need any rain jacket or poncho. Lower body, convertible pants. Zip-off pants that become shorts are ideal. I never understood for what, I don't know. Maybe somebody likes to look like hippie. This is totally useless advice. Just take some pants. You can even take jeans. Even though if jeans get sweaty, they will be heavy and they will require frequent washing. Better take some breathable hiking pants. And then ChatGPT is saying comfortable, breathable trousers for bushwalks and protection. So you have to take off your convertible pants and put on breathable trousers every time you're out in bushes. Just bring hiking pants and that's it. And number 3, shorts, fine for hotter middays in the vehicle. So not only you change your convertible pants when you go out into bushes, you also have to change your pants during middays. Here is the power of AI. Nonsense. Just hiking pants. Period. No shorts. Okay, you can take shorts,
there is marginally higher likelihood you will get bitten by some nasty insect if you wear shorts. But hiking pants, breathable hiking pants is enough, seriously. You are in safari to enjoy wildlife, not to be exercising and putting on and off your pants all day long. Footwear: closed-toe shoes or lightweight hiking boots. Well, yes, closed-toe shoes are preferable. Okay, people don't wear flip-flops for safari. I know people who walk around in flip-flops, especially when they need to get out of the vehicle for a while. It's not ending well, depending on what's the terrain over there. Either might get bloody feet, or if there are some critters like leeches, you will have troubles. But you don't really have to wear hiking boots, I guess, because most of the time safari is inside vehicle. Just bring something closed-toe. I don't know, even running shoes are fine. Socks, breathable, moisture wicking. Yeah, bring some socks, I guess. Other tips from ChatGPT: avoid bright colors. Red, white, bright blue. They can scare animals or attract tsetse flies. To be honest, like Masai Mara, I never seen a tsetse fly over there. They're in some moist, dirty places, I guess, these tsetse flies. But again, this advice is marginally useful. Bright colors, usually they do attract animals' attention. It may scare them. So just as it was said before, bring something neutrally colored. Don't bring your favorite Mickey Mouse t-shirt over there. Avoid camouflage patterns. In some countries they are reserved for military use. Yes, Kenya doesn't allow camouflage. Sri Lanka and Thailand, they don't care. Many people wear camouflage. And for some wildlife enthusiasts, camouflage is favorite. I never wear camouflage, just in case. Up to you. Don't wear camouflage in Africa, or local authorities will think you are a terrorist. Bring layers. African mornings can be cold, but midday is hot. Well, this is repetitive. Okay, last advice from the greatest ChatGPT: insect repellent and sunscreen. Yes, bring insect repellent, just in case. You won't regret it. Because it's not just your hometown, which probably has just mosquitoes. These safari parks have a lot of different kinds of insects that may cause all kinds of problems. And sunscreen, yeah, even though you're inside vehicle, shadow not always saves you from getting burned, especially if you're white-skinned, I would say, like me. Just don't forget, both insect repellents and sunscreen, they work for maybe a couple of hours only, and then you have to reapply multiple times per day. Okay, ChatGPT is over. Now, few pieces of advice from me. So first of all, if you are bringing your cameras and photo gear, do not bring tripod or some lightweight tripod, but most likely you will not gonna use it anyways. Again, you're inside the vehicle. You probably may want to bring, if you have a large telephoto lens, you may want to bring some pillow to shoot from window or something like this, but not tripod. It's just a heavy piece of equipment that you'll be just dragging around without using pretty much at all. Only maybe during short breaks to do some selfies when you get out of the vehicle in some camping place to have a snack. Another mistake I made, I brought too many pants. So the thing is, in Singapore, it's quite hot. So when I'm walking around in nature parks and looking for animals, I'm always totally wet, both top and bottom. And my pants also are soaked with sweat. So every time after a single use, these pants need to be washed. Safari is different. Again, you are inside the vehicle and there is wind. It's open from all sides. So you're not gonna get as sweaty inside the safari vehicle. Probably you can reuse the same pants few times, except for the cases when it's too dusty. It may be so dusty that your pants just must be washed. Other than that, you just can flick the dust off and reuse them the next day. Again, they're pretty much clean. You were just sitting in the vehicle all day, and that's it, no sweat there. Mind you, laundry services are not always available depending on which hotel you are staying and for how long. A couple more things, maybe individual for me and annoying for safari guides, because I don't use mobile phone for photos ever. I use cameras. So video, yes, safari vehicle. Usually nature parks don't have proper asphalted roads, and these roads inside these nature parks, Africa, Sri Lanka, Thailand, they are maybe Thailand is better, but not always. They are horrible. You'll get horrible shake over there. So usually I ask those drivers to stop the vehicle. However, this safari vehicle, it does have this amortization. It's designed to be useful in this uneven terrain. So if the engine is still on, the shake will be still seen in your video. Photos are fine, maybe, if you use high shutter speed. However, for video, you will have to ask the driver to stop the engine, which annoys them sometimes. Also, water. Some people bring a lot of water. They think if they don't drink water all the time, they're gonna feel bad or something. Mind you, usually there are no toilets in nature parks. There are some, but very, very, very few. So not only me, myself, I don't bring a lot of water to safari, but usually I drink less before safari. You really want to enjoy safari instead of thinking about where to go to toilet. Imagine like 8 hours, and it may be 12 hours sometimes, without toilet. In some parks you can go out of the vehicle to bushes quickly. It's easier for you if you're a man in that case. However, in my experience, whenever you try doing that, there is always some vehicle passing by suddenly with a bunch of ladies looking at me asking what kind of animal I found over there, which is embarrassing. So just probably don't drink too much water. I understand it goes against advice of some health professionals, so to say, if you can call them that, but that's the reality. Difficult to find toilets in nature parks, so be aware of that. And again, in some parks you won't even be allowed to step out of the vehicle. What to do? On that horrible note, I will end my discussion of safaris. I do hope you won't have any nightmares after this, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of my videos. I have quite a bunch still, whether you like it or not.
types of flowers in one place. One with black head, another one with white head. Black head is what? Blacksmith?
The one with the chest, they're all blacksmith.
I saw one with white head. Okay, good, that's it. Is it the same as... Why it's gray?
This is female. Females are gray. Males black, females gray.
Fowl, what kind of fowl?
Guinea fowl.
Why guinea fowl? Is it from Papua New Guinea?
We also have Guinea-Bissau in Africa.
Ah. Okay, então tu vai ali na advocacia.